What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Today we're playing Raff Capashen, Ship's Mage. Hope I said that right. Really fun Azorius commander. He's a 4 mana, so 2 generic, Azorius 3/3 human wizard with flash and flying. The main clause here is you may cast historic spells as though they had flash. Historic spells being artifacts, legendary spells, and sagas. So our deck is all artifacts, legendary spells, and sagas. There are a couple cards. I don't know how to say that. There are just a couple cards that are not those types, is what I mean. Like, there's a couple like board wipes that are not legendary or sagas or things like that. But there's only a handful, and they're just to support the rest of our game plan. Essentially, we're playing, flash speed Azorius control with Raff. And what we can do with Raff on the battlefield is, one, we can, get to 4 mana and then flash him in. And then we can flash in our One Ring. We can flash in our Magic Mirror. We can play all our other instant speed stuff, like our Counterspells. Seek New Knowledge. So most of the deck is flash speed, but Raff allows us to play things that normally aren't flash speed. Like Redain at flash speed. Lórien at flash speed. We can play, if we wanted to play an extra turn spell at flash speed, we could. So we're gonna try to control. Oh, and we can play planeswalkers at flash speed. That's the other thing I wanted to touch on, since they're legendary. So we can play our planeswalkers at flash speed. We're all sort of familiar with the concept of flash speed planeswalkers ever since the Wandering Emperor, but being able to play your Teferi Time Raveler at instant speed is pretty funny. So let's see if we can get some wins with this flash speed Azorius control deck. I think I changed the card sleeve. That's why I'd asked if I wanted to save. The main game plan of the deck is, Azorius control. Try to get to enough mana to get Raff out. Maybe wipe the board right before we have Raff come out. Protect Raff. Flash in our, planeswalkers and other powerful sagas and enchantments. Or not enchantments, artifacts. And just kind of control the game, not let the opponent know what's coming. A lot of draw go. We're against mono red, so this will be a good test. What version of mono red is this? If a red source you control would deal an amount of non-combat damage less than this creature's power to an opponent, that source deals damage equal to this creature's power instead. When this creature dies, return to the battlefield tapped and transformed. So it transforms into a land that taps for red, and you can pay 3 to transform it back into the creature. Activate only if red sources you control dealt 4 or more non-combat. So this is all non-combat damage mono red. So it's basically mono red burn. I mean, it's basically what mono red decks are, but sometimes they're like combo decks or storm decks. So I just wanted to make sure. So having counter magic is good, although we have no blue mana, which is not good. We do have removal, though. This guy costs 4. We had to have the double blue counterspell, huh? I'm just gonna... We have 2 good removal spells, so I'm just gonna hope that this bides us time to draw into more lands. Just get this down because we can play it. It also, if we have a creature, and Raff is a flyer, we can give it lifelink, which might be relevant in a burn matchup. So this is ramp for them. Let's pass and see what they do. So this needs to die more than this does. Damn, no land. Well, if they play their commander next turn, we can destroy Evil It. This is an enchantment, huh? Let's just do it before it triggers. It triggers at end step. Oh my god, deck, land. Okay. Like, I feel like with every draw, it's been a higher mana cost. It's like the opposite of lands. Okay. Dude. I mean, we have so many cards that deal with this situation, but we haven't drawn a single land. They're gonna make devils. Is that enough? 9, 12? Yeah, I think so. Let's just know what we were gonna draw. A land. Well, I think we were well equipped to win that game if we had drawn any lands, so not gonna feel too bad about that one. I put like 40 lands in every historic Brawl deck I build, so that was just really bad draws. Slimefoot and Squee. This is like a Graveyard Matters deck. At least we have both colors this time. Yeah, it's basically a reanimation deck. And we can't counter the ability because it's not a spell. We'd have to have like a Tail's End or something. Bouncing it back to their hand is a play we can make. We'll keep. At least we have Counterspell for something. Oh, that's a good draw. This is a land. We already have a time wipe in hand. Do we really need another one? I think if we do it like this, it's good. Because we can draw this next turn and foretell it. And then draw the land after? No, we want to draw the land first. Because otherwise we miss a land drop. So we'll do it like this. Normally I wouldn't take another board wipe, but we're playing against a deck that cares about bringing back creatures from the graveyard, so we might have to board wipe more than once. Okay, we have Counterspell up. Thankfully they have put no pressure on the board, so I feel like we're in a good spot. So I think we want to counterspell this, and the reason being is even though this gets put in the graveyard, which allows them to do their ability, this says whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, create a Saproling. So I'm assuming they have other Saprolings of this, but this might delay them because they can't activate this without a Saproling. So they're probably going to leave it in their graveyard here. Oh, they don't. Well, that's good too, because it means now it costs 5 to cast, so that gives us a little bit of time. So we can foretell Doomscar. Now we have a 3-mana board wipe. Depending on what they do this turn, we could Teferi. If we draw a land, of course. Or we could hold up Raff. Okay, that's pretty good for them. So we could board wipe and get rid of this. Then what? Next turn they drop this. And we could bounce it back to their hand. This is too much value. I didn't really want to use a board wipe on one creature, but it's just too much value. So I can almost guarantee they're going to play their commander. I'd be sort of surprised if they don't. Unless they got a 6-mana something that's really good. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, that is a land. But we can't do anything else. Another land would be awesome off the top. Oh, beautiful. I think we go blue here. Now their commander costs 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They could replay it if they want. See, I would have left it in the graveyard if I were them. I don't know why they keep putting it back in command. This costs 3, and is this 3 or greater? Yeah. So, yep. And this exiles it, so they can't put it in the graveyard now. It has to go back to command or stay in exile. So now it costs 9. I really don't know why they didn't leave it in the graveyard last turn. That would have been the play, because then they could have brought back that and one of these creatures. Maybe because they didn't have a Saproling? Maybe they don't run other Saprolings? I don't know. They're gonna blow this up. Okay. What do we do here? This is definitely a problem, and we're getting a little low on life. We don't have a great answer for it. We could bounce it. Do we really want to do that? Doesn't this destroy artifact or enchantment? Yeah, it does. Do we really care about Witching Well that much? Not really. I mean, drawing 2 cards is nice, but we're just not... We don't have enough mana to activate that comfortably. We could play Raff at flash speed, but that doesn't really accomplish anything because we have a 7/7 we gotta deal with. So we could play Teferi, bounce this, and hold up Wash Away, which I think is the play.
I know my responsibility. Don't worry, I got this.
That's a good draw. Would have preferred a land, but that's okay. They might go for their commander again. Hopefully they go for their commander again. Because then we got the blowout. Darn. But it can't attack this turn, so Teferi lives. They make a 4/4. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Really should have seen that coming.
That's why they did it like that. So what, next time we're going to take 15? So they have exactly lethal? No, I'm sorry. Math, hello. 12, right? 11, 12, yeah. Okay. Well, we can block. So we could play Lórien, hold up Wash Away, bounce the Witching Well, scry 2. I mean, that might be our best play. Or we can Raff. Yeah, I think, unfortunately, this is our best play. We need to find some answers. Okay, we'll take one of those. Or do we take both? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 6, 7. So this puts Kiora Best of Sea God online, which gives us an 8/8. And then we can dig further. Yeah. We need the lands. This is going to put a big blocker in front of them. And then we get to steal one of their permanents. Actually, we get to put an 8/8 down. So they're going to kill Lórien. That's fine. Hopefully they don't have a haste feature. Of course they do. Oh, is that people? Yep. Alright. Well. What can you do? Marrow-Gnar. Oh, the rat deck. Okay. So this is just rat tribal. They usually have a ton of that one rat that buffs itself. We only have white mana. We can do better than this. Shadow of the Sky is great. This doesn't really apply in this situation. But we have 3 lands and ramp into Shadow of the Sky, so I think we keep. That's great. Okay, cool. Let's scry 1. Keep the land on top. We need a double white for the Shadow to the Sky. Yeah, this is the rat. So rat colony. They can put as many of them as they want in their deck and it buffs itself. Let's do it like that. So what we can do is we can next turn play the island and then one ring. If you would draw a card while you have no cards in hand, draw 2 cards instead. If you would gain life while you have 5 or less life, gain that much life instead. So it's a mana rock essentially. I don't know how that synergizes with their deck at all, but okay. Let's we can just block it with Raff, although if they have another rat colony, it becomes a 3 something. A 3/1, right? Let's yeah, let's pass. Let's see what they do. It seems like a waste to board wipe with... Okay, so they're going to get the 3/1. So we'll just let this go. Oh, they're going to get a 4/1. Okay, well, I'm not going to play Raff then. That's fine. They can only attack with the 4/1. That's a good draw, actually. We'll get more blue mana. Doesn't really matter because this counts as both. Then we will play the Arcane Signet. Then we will one ring. And the reason we're doing it like this is because now we have protection from everything, so they can't do any damage to us. But they're going to be incentivized, okay, play their whole hand out. Play their commander, do the rat thing, right? And then we can board wipe them. So now we set them back as much as we possibly could while we still have the one ring. We could play Brawl, but I think I'd rather draw cards with the one ring. And we can reset the one ring too, so we don't die to our own damage. Also, we could hold up Disdainful Stroke for their commander. Cool. And let the flash nonsense begin. We have one card in hand. We don't... sure. Yes, let's get rid of you, because we have enough card draw with the one ring. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to submit a card game. There we go. Okay. Vanquish the Horde. First... let's draw a card. Good. So we can do this... well, we can do these two at instant speed. So let's attack with our flyer and pass. Lórien at instant speed is just so funny. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. So let's Lórien. They're gonna dig for a card. I think we just get rid of the rat, honestly. They're gonna give it death touch or something. They killed their own creature? What? I am beyond confused. Let's just start making blockers. There's nothing they can do about it.
Itself serves me.
Draw some cards. Seven power in the air. You're gonna play their commander? Gain 2 life. Just yeah, destroy your commander. Swing in for 7. Yep. Okay, I feel like we hit our stride with that last game. So hopefully these next couple will be a little bit we'll have acclimated to the deck, you know? If you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. See who we get next. Dovin. I think this is a planeswalker. Yep. Okay, you gain a life and draw a card. You get an emblem with your opponents can't untap more than 2 permanents during their untap steps. Okay, so as long as we don't let them get to that ultimate, we're okay. So we're not really an aggro deck, so we don't really care about the +1. The -1 keeps them from ultimating. So I don't really care if they gain life and draw a card. Although Narset turns that off, which is pretty funny. We do get to go first, but we have... Oh, we do have 2 lands. We have 2 lands. Okay. Mazemind Tome will help us find lands. This is a keeper. Let's get this guy out of the way. We can shotgun this guy in if we need to. What I mean by that is we can take the damage. You're gonna curse my commander? Okay. That is fine with me. So we're gonna use it to scry here. Oh, that sucks. Okay. On their end step. I put a stop here so we can do it in our upkeep. Mind Stone. Ugh. I mean... It pushes our game plan, but... It's not a land. I was hoping for a land. It seems like a bad idea to turn this away, though. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna risk it. Nice. Although we don't have an island, so we're punished here. We can do this at instant speed. We'll do it on their turn, so that if they have a counter, they have to counter it. Because they have Brawl, so they're incentivized to counter stuff, so I'm assuming they have counter spells. They let me have the cards. Put a card back in my library. I just felt like that card, that counterspell I put back was a little too niche for the matchup. Okay, they're tapped out, which is good. This is probably a counterspell. So we can get down to Fairy, or we can get down Tezzeret. The first activated ability of an artifact you activate each turn costs 2 less to cast, so we could draw a card for free. Is that how that works? And we get to draw cards. So I think we get Tezzeret down, because they only have a 1 mana creature right now.
I have no reservations about cutting down my enemies. I can practically taste success already.
Let's get rid of treasure map. This treasure map is so good though, especially in a control versus control matchup. But this is ramp. We have a land. We have card draw. I think we can get rid of treasure map safely. We'll put a stop for Mazemind Tome. I guess we don't need the stop, but just have it. Okay, Karn's Bastion lets them proliferate. So they're definitely trying to ultimate their Planeswalker. Uh-huh.
Don't get in my way.
Wow, they tap out again.
This will be all.
Well, this will be funny when I drop Narset. Yeah, we didn't have to pay for it. That's really cool. Ooh. Okay then. Well, we have some options. Do we... Oh, we gotta drop to Fairy, right? When they're tapped out. And I know this is a counterspell. Either that or an extra turn spell, but that's a ways away. We could also... Oh no, we don't have double white, so we can't Wandering Emperor. Let's plus here, so we have the full picture.
This is power.
Yeah, I think it's time. So we have our own Brawl. I think this is just the right play. It's so powerful.
I'm not going to sit this one out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, do we tuck their commander? Or their Brawl? I think we took their Brawl.
You need to slow down.
I really don't care about them drawing an extra card, because we're drawing 3 cards, extra cards every turn to their 1. So we are massively out drawing them. And if they tap out again, we can Narset them and they can't even activate this. Well, I mean, they can activate it, but they won't draw the card. There's not a lot of stuff in Azorius that kills multiple Planeswalkers. There is stuff that kills 1. Yeah, like Fateful Absence.
I'll have a better plan next time.
I get a clue, so that's cool. Uh-huh. Maybe this lets them hold up their counterspell. Never mind. So yeah, they're really trying to ultimate Dovin. That is their game plan. Oh, we can for each turn, so we can just activate this clue on their end step. That is so sick. Oh, that is so sick. Free clues is OP. Okay, this. We can Brawl and Narset here.
Mind and body should move in unison, like wind and wave. Meditate and prepare.
Innovation has no limit.
Discard 2 cards. We have 3 islands. Do we have an instant of sorcery that we care about? Nah, I mean, eh. So you can go. This is really good against them. Opponent is not happy. That's how you win a control matchup. Patience is your win con. Nothing makes an Azorius mage scoop faster than you outvaluing them. Let's do one more. Tezzeret. Is this the same Planeswalker that I just had, or is this a different one? It must be a different one, because it's Dimir. Yeah. Creature and Planeswalker spells you have affinity for artifacts. Okay, so it's an artifact deck for sure. I mean, Tezzeret is the artifact Planeswalker, but... oh, this is the one with the cool animation, like the robot arm that comes down. So, artifacts, right. Okay. Each opponent, so they can't do damage to my stuff. Just makes me laugh every time. People are in such a hurry.
I want to play my deck, man. You're taking too long, dude.
Okay. Urza. Is this the meld Urza? Yes. Artifact, instant, and sorcery spells cost 1 less to cast. Then they can meld into this guy if we ever let that happen. Okay. How much does it cost? 3? This is really good against them. But none of this other stuff is. Well, I mean, these are, but it takes a while to get to them. But we have all our colors. Am I really turning it down? Yeah, I think we keep. Let's get the tap land out of the way. Okay, that's a good draw. Yeah, I think we gotta take the land this early in the game. Really don't want to be mana screwed. The only way to get your lands in Azorius is to draw them. So let's do this, and if they counter it, we get a counterspell out of their hand. Or a removal spell. But they're definitely going to want to counter it. Okay. We get it again. Yep. Midnight Clock, that's good for them. Let's play this again. It's going to make them not want to play their... Well, maybe they still will. I don't know. They might have a removal spell. Okay. Do you have a Swords to Plowshares? They're looking at their hand. Okay, it loses all abilities. Gotcha. Resolve. We can blow up their Midnight Clock, which is pretty funny. Does that make it perpetually? Freaking alchemy cards, man. Okay, so normally, if this was like an enchantment that caused this effect, I could blink it with Lórien and get rid of it. But because this is an alchemy card, if it changes zones, it doesn't. The effect doesn't get removed. So blinking it does nothing. So this is just a 2/3 until it dies. So I think. Since they are on 3 lands, I think the right move here is to blow up their mana rock. And we'll just hold this back as a blocker. Well, that would have been nice to have. Oh well. So, I know it's not going to do anything, but just to prove my point, we're going to Lórien, we'll blink Redain. It's not going to lose the perpetualness, you see? Which is just so dumb. So, this doesn't matter yet, but once they get key online, it will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. See now Witness or Paradox Engine untaps their key. We're gonna have to do the Paradox Engine. Okay. It's still gonna exile your Paradox Engine, unless you have a Tail's End. Which would be really sad. Okay, so they commit it. Okay. Well, we'll just keep our board the way it is. We can... We're almost at Kiora.
I know what must be done. Let's
Okay.
skip to the good part.
Untap some lands. Okay. Well, I'll let you figure out how you want to block that.
I won't let you win.
Okay. They might have a counterspell. Okay. Let's get some blue.
Join my order. Unity is necessary. My students are loyal geniuses.
So that's pretty good against Paradox Engine. I was kind of hoping to play Kiora as Sea God. Magic Mirror just seems like it's going to take forever. So let's end the turn. They can only plus with Teferi because they're on one loyalty.
No time for a break.
They could Cityscape Leveler. No, they're going to Paradox Engine. Okay. So they're going to untap their key. So they'll have 4 mana. Pass. So they're allowing their Teferi to die. Okay. No blocks.
Bold. I like it.
Okay, they're gonna Day of Judgment. Sure. So they keep their Teferi. And they're gonna replay Urza. Okay. Draw the land. Well. I don't know if we have to get rid of the Paradox Engine right this second. I think this is a better play. Because they can't target it with anything. It also would cost 2 more if they did. They're gonna unearth Cityscape Leveler. Okay.
Hurry.
Was it whenever it attacks? Okay. So they're probably gonna destroy my Kiora as the Sea God. Right? Yeah. Yeah, no blocks.
Regardless, I have learned much.
Okay. That goes to exile. Uh-huh. Okay. Bye to Fairy.
This is hardly my worst defeat.
We both draw a fresh 7. Thank you. Mighty kind. What is a Power Stone? Did I draw this again? Oh, that's actually super funny. This is what I just used to get rid of the Paradox Engine. Okay.
Let's slow this down.
You can plus it, but you have no mana. So
That's
are
more
you
like
gonna
it.
block with your Urza? Didn't think so. This does nothing now, but at least it comes into play. No, it doesn't. It doesn't come into play untapped. Man Tower. Yeah. I have no idea why you played that. That was a waste of a
Hardly
card.
my worst defeat.
Well, I think this is the turn where we start the flash speed stuff. We have a counterspell. We have removal. Okay. Mm-hmm. Would you like to counter it? Oh, they redrew that. Interesting, interesting, interesting. We don't have a way to stop that, but we can do this. The Power Stone. The Power Stone they gave me coming in clutch. Oh. Okay. Well, we're attacking no matter what, so let's just do it. You're gonna block with the Guardian Idol. Uh-huh. Block the 8/8, sure. I didn't feel any kind of instant speed anything.
I'm not going to sit this one out.
Yeah, let's get Teferi going.
Hold that thought.
I draw 2 because of Angel's Insight. Let's pay... How much is this? 4? So We need 4, and we can exile you and pay 2, right? Okay. We'll bring out the reality chip. Get rid of you. End turn. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. I forget what this card does. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. Oh, interesting. So even though... So they must have had like a land or something on top. As long as the relic chip is attached to a creature, you may play lands and cast spells at the top of your library. I mean, wasn't that... Okay, let's say they did have a land. Wouldn't you want to reconfigure this onto Urza and play the land and then see what else you had on top? I mean, you had a bunch of mana. I don't know. Teferi staring them in the face, though. That's two control mages that we beat. Cool, so we stumbled a little bit in the beginning of the video, but we got it together. Figured it out. Let's do a little deck review. Alright, so, you know, essentially Azorius control with the added benefit of being able to play some of your really powerful stuff, like your planeswalkers at instant speed. If you're a fan of control, I definitely recommend checking this deck out. It's super fun. There's a bunch of different ways you can build it. You can make it an artifact only deck if you want. That's maybe a build I'll do in the future. But if you want to play the Azorius control version, I think this is a good shell to start with, and you can always change whatever cards you feel like could be optimized. I think it does take a little bit of getting used to, though, because you have to basically play, draw, go, and then flash out Raff, and then the rest of your deck is turned on. But until Raff is out, half your deck is not flash speed. But when Raff is out, it is flash speed. So I felt like once we got to like 6-7 mana, we're able to flash out Raff, then we were able to take control of the game. And I think that the video, each game kind of showed that. The games where we could flash out Raff and then get out another spell at instant speed, we usually won. The games where we weren't able to play Raff because we were under too much pressure, or they removed Raff before we could do anything else, those are the games we lost. So something to keep in mind, it's really, the whole deck hinges on your commander. Some decks are less dependent on their commander, but this one was really dependent on its commander. So, if you like the video, please subscribe. I'm trying to put out a video every day. All different kinds of decks. Like the video, leave a comment. How would you have built this deck? Let me know in the comments. If there's anything, specific commander you'd like to see, just leave it in the comments. I am not against any, particular commander or any kind of strategy. I love them all. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.